What's up, my peeps? It is now time for another prediction game video. Extreme Rules 2014 is this Sunday. So let's get our predictions in. Let's see who gets them all right. Now for WrestleMania 30, the last pay-per-view, I was really hoping I'd get every single one of my predictions right. But of course, that didn't take place. That didn't happen. There was a couple of surprises at WrestleMania. Really big shockers and surprises that led me to not getting every single match right. Mainly, The Undertaker, losing his match at WrestleMania and the streak being over at the hands of Brock Lesnar. I don't think anybody got their predictions right for WrestleMania, and I'm talking about like every single match right. When I look at the comment section for the WrestleMania 30 prediction game video, nobody got their predictions right. So I'm not the only one. And you know what? I decided that whenever somebody now gets all of the predictions right, so if you comment below and give me your predictions for every single match on the card, and you get them all right, I'll mention you in the next prediction game video. So next pay-per-view would be Payback. So for the Payback PG video, I would mention the winners. The ones that did predict every single match correctly. So, Extreme Rules. I'm a big fan of Extreme Rules. I'm a big fan of like all the Road to WrestleMania pay-per-views. I'm not saying Extreme Rules is part of that, but I'm a big fan of the Elimination Chamber, the Rumble, WrestleMania. I'd say those are maybe my top 3 pay-per-views. Just the whole Road to WrestleMania, I'm a big fan of that. But, Road to WrestleMania aside, those pay-per-views aside, Extreme Rules is one of my favorites for the simple fact that we get a lot of different match types, and match types that we don't see on a regular basis. For instance, the main event between Bryan and Kane is an Extreme Rules match. John Cena versus Bray Wyatt is inside a steel cage. There's a triple threat match, and the triple threat match isn't even the main event. It's Cesaro versus Rob Van Dam versus Jack Swagger. That's I don't think we see triple threat matches, or although we did see a fatal 4-way match on SmackDown recently for the United States Championship, but it's not too often that, especially on a pay-per-view, that you see a triple threat match or a fatal 4-way match that's not for the main championship, in this case the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. And there's also for the first time ever, a WEELC match between El Torito and Hornswoggle on the pre-show or on the kickoff. I'm not sure if they went back to the pre-show name or if it's back to being called the kickoff. I think it's back to being called the pre-show. I'm not sure. But anyways, that match has my interest because I'm wondering, is it gonna be a regular TLC match where they actually have to climb up and take something from the top? But if so, what's going to be hanging over the ring, on top of the ring? Or is it going to be a TLC match where you just win by pinfall or submission? We've seen that before I was going to say at Extreme Rules, but no, it wasn't Extreme Rules. We saw it at TLC a couple years ago when the Shield took on Ryback, Kane, and Bryan, 2 of the guys in the main event. And also, is it going to be, I'm thinking it's going to be, miniature ladders, rather than, the regular ladders. I'm pretty certain of that. But anyways, we'll see. And also, while Extreme Rules this year not every single match is held under Extreme Rules. The Intercontinental Championship match, for instance, as far as I know, it's just a regular one-on-one match for the championship. It's not submission match or some type of Extreme Rules match. Same thing with the Divas Championship match and the 6-man tag team match between the Shield and Evolution. It's not a Falls Count Anywhere match or anything like that, unless maybe that changes or it's not announced. But regardless of that, regardless of the fact that not every single match this year is going to be held under no disqualification rules, the card, in my opinion, looks really good. Just looking at the matches, there's a lot of them I'm looking forward to. And Shield versus Evolution, that's something I was talking about that, I think just before WrestleMania, saying how now that the Shield, our faces, I would love to see the Shield versus Evolution. And I'm happy it's taking place, and it's taking place sooner than I expected, because I was thinking that Daniel Bryan was going to be taking on Triple H, and The Shield was going to be taking on Kane, Batista, and Randy. Because after WrestleMania, I just didn't think Kane could be the #1 contender and the first person to challenge Daniel Bryan for the championship, because he lost so fast at WrestleMania. The Shield beat Kane and the New Age Outlaws in like 2 minutes. But here we are, and we're back. We're back with the Monster Kane. Monster Kane is back. 3 tombstones in a row, 1 to the floor, steel steps, the announcer's table. Would have been cool though if the announcer's table broke, but hey, Monster Kane's back. I'm happy about that. And yeah, I could talk about this a lot. But also, you know, speaking of just other things I was wrong about, I also thought that Big E would defend the championship against Cesaro. But of course, that is not taking place, and instead Big E is defending the title against Bad News Barrett, which I'm cool with because I'm a big fan of Bad News Barrett, so I'm looking forward to that. And also, when it comes to Cena versus Bray Wyatt, I put out a match card prediction saying, hey, I think this match is going to take place, and I think it's either going to be in like an Extreme Rules match, Falls Count Anywhere, and I said, I don't think it's going to be a steel cage. What if hell that was, because the match is a steel cage. So, I was wrong on that too. I've got to step up my prediction game. I used to be good at this. I mean, I think a couple of times I might have predicted, you know, every single match on a pay-per-view right. So, you know, I'm hoping with Extreme Rules, I predict every single match right. I've been trying to do so for a couple pay-per-views now, but I've been unsuccessful. Anyways, enough talk here. Let's actually get down to the predictions, and let me tell you guys who I think is going to win each match. So let's start off, of course, with the pre-show match, a WEELC match. The first time ever, El Torito versus Hornswoggle. Now, these two guys, you know, this isn't their first match, it's their first WEELC match, but it's not their first one-on-one match. They had a one-on-one match, I think for the first time on SmackDown, I believe. It was either on SmackDown or Main Event. I think their 2 one-on-one matches they had were on SmackDown and Main Event. I'm just not sure which one was first. But anyways, bottom line, they've had 2 matches. They're tied. Hornswoggle has a win. El Torito has a win. So this match being the tiebreaker, I'm going to go with El Torito picking up the victory here. And then you've got a triple threat match. It is going to be Cesaro versus a returning Rob Van Dam versus Jack Swagger. 2 of the guys in the matchup having managers, Swagger with Zeb Coulter and Cesaro being a new Paul Heyman guy. Of course, I'm assuming we'll have Paul Heyman in his corner. Now, this match, you know, first off, I can't really see Swagger winning this. I don't think Swagger's going to win this. But I think both Cesaro and Rob Van Dam have a good shot at picking up the victory here. Out of those 2, though, I do have to pick somebody. So I'm going to go with the newest Paul Heyman guy, Cesaro, picking up the victory here. I really think this match, you know, the triple threat match, has a lot of potential and could be a great match. Maybe even the match of the night. So I'm really looking forward to it. And after that, you've got the Divas Championship match. It is going to be Paige defending her title for the first time against Tamina, AJ's bodyguard / manager. And with this one, you know, this being Paige's first title defense, to keep it short, you know, I think Paige is going to win this match and retain her Divas title. Following that, there is a handicap match. It is going to be Alexander Rusev, the awesome super athletic, versus R-Truth and Xavier Woods. Now, I'm not totally sure if it's like a 2-on, because it's a 2-on-1 handicap match, but I'm not sure if both R-Truth and Xavier Woods are going to be in the ring at the same time, or if, you know, they're going to have to tag each other in. Regardless of that, though, whether it's, you know, both of them in the ring at the same time, or they have to tag each other in, I can't see R-Truth and Xavier Woods winning this match. I mean, you know, Alexander Rusev just debuted. He's been looking really dominant, beating superstars in like under 2 minutes, under 1 minute. I don't think R-Truth and Xavier Woods are going to be able to stop Alexander Rusev, even if it is 2-on-1. So definitely going with Rusev on that one. And then for the Intercontinental Championship, Big E versus the winner of the Intercontinental Championship #1 contender tournament, BNB Bad News Barrett. I'm looking forward to this one, and while I'm a fan of both Big E and BNB, I'm definitely pulling for Bad News Barrett in this one. I'm glad he's back in action, and now he's in the championship picture, or the Intercontinental Championship picture. And while I'm also pulling for him, I actually think he's going to win the match. Because, you know, sometimes you're pulling for a guy, you're hoping this guy wins, but then you're like, yeah, but he's probably not going to win. But in this case, I'm pulling for him, I'm hoping he wins, and I also think he's actually going to win the Intercontinental Championship this Sunday. And then for the Steel Cage match, the rematch between John Cena and Bray Wyatt. Once again, their match is probably the hardest match to predict on the card. I had to do a lot of thinking on this one. Just like at WrestleMania 30, I wasn't sure whether Cena wins or Bray Wyatt wins. In the end, I went with Bray Wyatt, and John Cena ended up winning. Now this is their second encounter. Honestly, I think both John Cena and Bray Wyatt have a good chance of winning the match. It's a tough one to predict, but in the end, I think Bray Wyatt has, I guess, a slight edge. I think maybe he's a bit more likely to win the match than Cena. This being their second encounter, and John Cena already winning the first one. I think Bray Wyatt might win this one, but you know, I wouldn't be surprised if Cena wins. But my pick is Bray Wyatt. And then the 6-man tag team match, the Shields versus Evolution. This should be cool. It's stable versus stable, group versus group, just like, you know, the Shield versus the Wyatt family. That was awesome. I think this is awesome too. And as far as the winning team goes, who do I think is going to win this one? I think Evolution will be winning the match this Sunday. But I will say, you know, regardless of who or which team wins the match, I think there's going to be a rematch. But as far as this Sunday, Extreme Rules, I think Evolution will be walking away with the victory. And then for the main event, Daniel Bryan versus Kane Extreme Rules match for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. I'm going to go with Daniel Bryan winning this one and retaining the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. So that's it for my predictions. Now it's time for you guys to give me your predictions in the comment section below. I'll list all the matches in the description box so you guys can easily give me your predictions. And as always, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And if you did, you can click that like button down below. I'd really appreciate it. Let's get this video 100 likes. With that said, I'm out, guys. See ya.